They said the temple was abandoned. They were wrong. The forest was darker than Alex had expected. The canopy above the trees so thick that even at midday the sunlight struggled to penetrate it, leaving the forest floor in near darkness. But Alex wasn't worried about getting lost. He pulled out the map again, this one leading him deeper into the woods. It was marked with cryptic symbols and strange glyphs that seemed to writhe and twist like living things. But the path was clear and Alex followed it, pushing aside the damp leaves and vines that had fallen across it. He had no idea how long he walked for. Time seemed to have no meaning here. The trees all around him were ancient, gnarled things, their branches clawing at the sky. But eventually the trees began to thin and the path opened up into a small clearing. And there in the center of the clearing stood a ruined temple, its crumbling stones overgrown with moss and vines, its roof caved in, revealing a gaping hole in the structure where something large and dark seemed to lurk within. Alex felt a sudden jolt of fear, a premonition that something was very wrong. But he swallowed his fear and stepped forward, his eyes scanning the ground for any sign of the entrance to the temple. He found it in the end, hidden behind a curtain of ivy on the north side of the structure. The entrance was just a narrow slit in the wall, barely big enough for Alex to squeeze through. But as he made his way inside, the air grew warmer and he could hear the sound of running water somewhere deep within the temple. He moved deeper into the structure and the ceiling suddenly dropped, forcing him to stoop as he walked. The passage twisted and turned and the air grew heavy with the scent of decay. But then the passage opened up into a large chamber. The source of the running water revealed itself to be a small waterfall tumbling down from the ceiling into a pool of water at the base of an altar. And on that altar sat a single object. It looked like a crystal of some kind, but it pulsed with a strange light, and an unnatural energy seemed to emanate from it. As Alex approached, the crystal levitated off the altar and hovered in midair, bathing the chamber in its strange light. Then a voice echoed through the chamber. "Who dares disturb the slumbering relic?" Alex froze. The voice had seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. I don't mean any harm," he called out, his voice echoing strangely in the vast chamber. "I just want to see what's inside," but the voice only laughed, a hollow, mirthless sound that sent shivers down Alex's spine. "So like your kind before you, you seek the power of the relics, but none shall pass." The voice boomed as the crystal in the center of the chamber began to spin rapidly, bathing the room in a blinding white light. Alex shielded his eyes, but when he looked up, he saw that the crystal was gone. In its place was a swirling vortex of energy. As he watched, mesmerized, a skeletal hand shot out of the vortex and grabbed him by the shirt, pulling him towards the swirling mass. "No," he screamed as he was pulled towards the vortex. "Let me go," but his pleas were lost in the roaring of the wind. Then, just as suddenly as it started, the hand vanished and Alex found himself lying on the ground, sprawled out in front of the altar. Gasping for breath, he slowly pushed himself up, his eyes frantically searching for the source of the attack. But there was nothing there, only the empty pedestal and the dripping waterfall. Alex quickly scanned the chamber for another exit, but there didn't seem to be any. The one he had come through was now just a solid wall. Suddenly, Alex heard a noise behind him. It was a low, guttural growl that seemed to shake the very foundations of the temple. He whirled around, his heart pounding in his chest, just in time to see a pair of glowing red eyes peering at him from the shadows. Alex screamed and stumbled backwards, knocking over the pedestal in his haste to get away. It hit the floor with a loud crash, sending a shower of sparks into the air. And as the sparks flew, the eyes vanished. Alex didn't wait to see them again. He ran for the exit, his mind screaming at him to get away, to run as fast as he could. As he burst out of the temple and back into the forest, he could hear the sound of heavy footsteps behind him, getting closer, pounding on the ground like the steps of some kind of gigantic monster. Alex didn't dare look back. He ran blindly, crashing through the undergrowth, his eyes fixed on the trees ahead of him. He had to get away to put as much distance between himself and whatever was pursuing him. But as he ran, he could feel the creature's presence closing in on him, like a shadow falling across the sun, blotting out the light. What Alex found wasn't just a relic, it was a warning. To be continued.